Multifamily real estate investing for tax strategy. This is the topic I get all the time. So I get calls and emails and messages right here that, hey David, I want to know why or what I should invest in real estate, and is multifamily the only way to go? Now, multifamily real estate being units, typically this is a complex greater than 4. And really, if you really want to get into real serious investing in multifamily units, it's probably 32 or greater. Now, a rule of thumb that I use when I'm investing in real estate is the more doors, the more opportunity for tax deductions. So more doors equals better deductions. However, if you watch any of my other videos, I talk about real estate professional status, or REPS, as a status that you must have in order for the benefits of tax savings to be bestowed upon your return. So we have to make sure that we understand why real estate investing is important, but more importantly, why multi-unit is important as well. And I'm going to cover some of the things that I think you should be thinking about if you're going into multifamily, like say through a syndication or a fund. So many people are out there raising money for real estate, and they're raising this money through what we'll call syndication. Syndication is somebody who found a deal, let's say a large multifamily property, and they said, hey, I want to buy this thing, but I don't have all the money myself. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to offer to have other people put their money in with me so we could buy it together. Now, those are very good deals, especially if you have the capacity to get into the deal and you can actually benefit from the deal, which we'll talk about in just a minute. This is something you should be considering. You see, a lot of the times people want to go into small deals. They want to buy a single unit home, right? A single family home, or they want to buy a very small commercial property. Both of those are not bad investment strategies. However, they don't offer the maximum tax benefits for your dollar because you really want to be part of something really big. You see, when you put money into a property, typically you're going to put 20% down. That's typically the deal number, right? 20% to the bank so they can lend you the other 80%. And if you really want to be real, it's probably closer to 25% with closing costs. So if I had about $100,000, I could probably buy about $500,000 or $500,000 worth of real estate. And you would use that $500,000 as a asset, and if you've met the rep status, then we would use that as a depreciable asset and we'd maximize it and carry that over against your other income. But that's only a small number, 500,000. I know maybe some of you are probably like, David, that is not a small number. Well, it is in investing, because knowing that most multifamily units that you're buying today are in the millions, you want to make sure that you participate in $1 million tax deductions, not $100,000 tax deductions. So I look at multifamily real estate as an example. Let's say we were going to do a $10 million buy of a multifamily 120 unit property. So $10 million is the number. To get to 10 million, we need about $2.5 million in cash. Now, I don't know about you, but I don't have $2.5 million sitting around. So if I were going to do the deal, if I found this deal and I said I was going to do it, what I would do is I'd go to you or other investors and say, hey guys, would you like to invest in this deal with me? And you would say, well, David, what's in it for me? Well, number one, you get to own the property, right? That's important with me. Number two, you get the income from the property. And number three, you're going to get some tax savings from that property. So we're going to get 3 benefits, right? And you'd say, well, David, how much am I going to make? How much am I going to get? Well, depending on the deal, we'll give you the numbers. We're going to say, this is what we project to make every year. This is what we project it's going to value at in a few years. And this is what we're going to give you in tax savings. So let's say you wanted to go into a big deal with me. And let's say the deal was going to be, I don't know, $5 million. And the deal, we need to raise $1 million to be able to do this deal. And I came to you and I said, hey, do you have $100,000 to get into a deal? And you'd say, well, what do I get? Well, you get this upside, this upside, this upside, and I'm going to give you the tax benefits, which is the most important. And you said, okay, let's get into the deal. Now, if I can give you some of the depreciation from a $5 million property, do you not believe that it would be greater than if you bought a $500,000 property by yourself? And the answer is yes. Now, I can tell you in numbers, but it's going to go pretty deep on what would qualify and how much and all that stuff, but just know something. More doors equals more credit, or more deductions rather, not credits. So you want to have more doors. And most people today can't afford to go into their own deals. So I encourage everyone that I know, if you can get into a big deal, you should. You should be getting into major developments if you can, and if you can be a general partner, even better. Now, you're probably like, what's a general partner? There's limited partners and the general partners. General partners are the people who actually make decisions and typically are the biggest investors in the deal. Typically. So you'd have to be a big investor. But most of you, like myself, want to be that general partner and you want to be in multifamily real estate. So you're probably wondering, David, so what do I do? Well, first off, you find somebody who's got a deal and you need to figure out if they're the right fit. Does the deal make sense? Are they guaranteeing you money? Are you getting a return that you prefer? Are you going to get the tax benefits? And these are questions you can ask the investor group to make sure that you have the information you know. Make sure they're allocating depreciation to you. Make sure you're getting some profits or distributions either on a quarterly or annual basis. Make sure that the property is something that looks good and is something that people would want to live in, because of course that makes a big difference. And then obviously make sure to consult with somebody, a tax planner or your CPA or somebody, and make sure that they see what you're doing and it makes sense in your tax situation. Because if you're not a real estate professional, this may not benefit you. So these are statuses, these are things that you should be considering investing in real estate. Don't think about investing in real estate as something that's super simple. You must consult with somebody because you want to make sure that the investment is the right one for you. I hope multifamily is in your future, and if you have questions or comments, please put them below. And if you like this information and you want more, please hit the like or subscribe button, because I'd love to have you watch this channel and share with you more ways to invest in real estate and get tax savings.